Hey, it's Greg here with Maritime Gardening. It's August and I'm doing some pruning of an apple tree and a grapevine. That's not the time of year to prune things, I know, but I got a situation here and I got to deal with it. And it's your garden, you're in charge, you're the boss, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to prune in August. So come have a look and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I got a huge grape trellis here. You can see the grapes are starting to come in, right? I'm gonna have a lot of grapes this year. Maybe we'll make some wine or something. And I got an apple tree here. Nice apple tree. You see the apples are growing. And for some reason, the grapes want to be in the apple tree because they kind of just, that's what they do. They kind of go everywhere. And yes, I planted them too close together, but that's where they are. And I can't change any of that without ruining everything. But I can change where the branches are. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to prune more heavily on the grapes. But of course the tree can't be too close to the grapes either. So let's make a hole here. All right, so the grapes are going this way. I'm just going to cut back. I mean, yeah, I'm going to lose some grapes here. But I got a lot of grapes. This trellis is like 20 feet long, so it's fine if I lose some grapes. But, you know, I just can't have, this shade is not good for anything because it harbors disease. Trees can't breathe. I did cut the apple tree back a bit, but clearly not enough. Okay, so I'm going to haul some of this out and see where we is. This tree is clearly, I pruned the apple tree in spring. And of course the grapes didn't have much on them. So I didn't, you know, you never appreciate how much grapes will grow in the season. So this apple tree, I mean, even though I got an apple forming up here, this is just it's too long. So I'll bring it back a bit here. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way she goes. I'll cut that back too. You know, when it comes to pruning, you always, there's another apple. It's just, I'd say it's too close. So we'll bring it back. Yes, I'm losing some stuff here, but it's not the end of the world. I'll leave that. And we'll cut that back. So, I mean, the reason you prune a tree in March, April, that sort of thing, is because the tree's dormant. And it hasn't commit energy to anything. So it makes sense to prune it. That's just not doesn't make any sense. Let's get rid of that too. Once you start, you just can't stop. But yeah, you prune in March because the tree is dormant. It's got all this energy stored up in its roots from the previous year, and it hasn't committed that energy to anything. So you remove branches so it doesn't commit energy to them before they're cut off, so you can get good yields. But I mean, you know, branches get broken off of trees all the time. The tree can recover from having a branch removed. That's not bad, right? But what trees don't like is having too much foliage, being unable to breathe. You know, like this tree's a little bit thick. All my trees were destroyed by a porcupine. Something climbed up all my fruit trees and bit off all the branches last year. So they're all growing in, I had these beautifully balanced, symmetrical, nice trees, and then something just climbed up the tree and bit every branch off and wrecked everything. So now I have these weird, funky trees that I'll prune and reshape over time. Probably once I get them back really nice, another porcupine will come in and wreck them, or a black bear will just tear the fence down and wreck them. You just never know when you're gardening on the edge of a forest what's going to come in. I got fences and barbed wire and everything you can possibly imagine, but sometimes, you know, life finds a way. Quote Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. So we're just making a hole here, just cutting violently and aggressively to get some air. It's a bit thick in here, but it's gonna, is there any fruit on that? No, I'm gonna remove that. You want airflow in your tree. So, I think that's not too bad. Cut that back a bit. Also removing anything I think is going to be a future problem. Holy smoke, we got a lot of grapes. Now the grapes are growing beyond the trellis into other things, like into that haskap bush. So we'll just remove those too, since we're just going crazy here. There we go. Get that up there. Move all that. It's amazing to me. This is one grape plant. One plant. And it's 20 feet long, and it's all over the place. Okay, let me gather up this foliage that we've removed. So just put the camera down here. So this is going to give you a sense of what we removed. Right, we've gone a bit crazy. That's okay. So yeah, I mean, clearly I made the apple tree and the trellis too close. It's hard to judge these things when they're small. That's why you should follow spacing directions when you're buying things. But there's all kinds of rules you can break. So you can have them a little too close together. You just have to prune. Just like, I mean, this is the room I got for the trees. These two trees are a bit close together. They're maybe 10, 12 feet apart at the base. So, you know, I just make a space so they're not touching. Right, the branches shouldn't be going into one another. But now this tree has a bit of space, some room for light, a break from all these grapes. Right, I should probably go on the other side. Right, I left a space between that trellis and the fence. I should probably go over here and take that all out too, because as the grapes bleed into the forest, it attracts things. And you can see, I don't know if you have an eye for these things, but there's places along here. It's obvious to me because I can sort of have a different perspective than you. There's a game trail going through here. Deer and bears walk right by this fence. Okay, they're not very observant, so they don't notice that this is a grape plant because there's no grapes that are ripe. But if we got all these branches coming out this way and there's grapes everywhere, raccoons will get into it, all kinds of things will get into it. They'll get over the fence and they'll start making a hell of a mess of things. So now I'm going to cut all this off just real quick. All right, see me?
Barely. Yeah, I see you.
All right.
You're going to have to, if you want to say anything, you're going to have to like yell super loud.
There, that's better. Now I got some weeds. I got some stuff from the forest coming into the garden I don't want. I'll deal with that off camera. But that didn't take long. That took, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. You know, I sped it up for the camera, but I'm probably need a shower now. But you know, this trellis is about 4 feet from the fence, which seems like a lot of distance. But once the grapes fill in, like as they have. Right, this is one plant that I moved a couple of years ago, and this is the first year it's really come on heavy with leaves and vegetation and fruit. And I just removed about 1/3 of it. Right? No, probably not 1/3. I wouldn't say 1/3. I mean, there's foliage there. That's everything I took out. We're going to stick that all in the compost. Right? But, you know, it's a lot. But there's still a lot left. The plant's going to be fine. Right, but that's just getting it under control because it's not really working for the garden the way I get set up. I'll do another video, you know, one of my garden tours or whatever. You'll see it'll just be totally fine, right? So anyway, pruning in August. If you gotta just do it and get it over with. Now this plant's a lot happier. It's getting all the sun and airflow it needs, less prone to disease and all of that. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. Check out my articles at maritimegardening.substack.com. Please subscribe to my new podcast channel, Maritime Gardening Podcast. That's a YouTube channel. It's a separate YouTube channel from this one with all my podcasts on it. I've been industrious, moving everything all over. I've enlisted my 2 children and making new thumbnails and getting everything sort of looking nice. But it is a lot of effort. And I think I've only got a few. I haven't got as many subs as I'd like. Let's just put it that way. just a few hundred, really. So please subscribe to that channel. It doesn't cost you nothing. All right, and until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.